It's Movie Time is produced by John DeSando. Listen to the shows and read reviews online at WCBE.org.
I'm John DeSando.
I'm Wayne Rambo Miller.
It's movie time.
It is.
Now look at Wayno.
Yo, Adrian.
No.
Yeah, wrong movie franchise. Well, anyhow.
All right, for those who are watching.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. Let me see. For those who can't see our video, Wayne is here in a headband and a diminished rifle.
I guess my diminished physique
Right.
compared to the lumbering Sylvester Stallone in this, and sometimes with his arms down by his sides, he kind of looks like a silverback gorilla.
He does. Now this is Rambo, Last Blood.
Now, John, do you think it's really going to be the last in the franchise?
I think he's looking wistfully on his front porch at the end, and I'm saying to myself, I think he's going to dare to do another one.
I don't know. I'd be disappointed if they did. I think this brings it around full circle from First Blood. So, you know, there's kind of a symmetry there.
Yeah,
you would think. Kind of a closing. And considering, now, of course, this is the fifth Rambo movie.
Is it okay?
There's First Blood in '82 and Rambo First Blood Part 2 in '85, then Rambo 3, and of course, in each and every one, they kind of take them into some sort of exotic, mysterious, almost into the depths of hell.
Listen, the man is suffering PTSD.
Yes.
From Vietnam.
Yeah.
And in a variety of ways, he's reflected Reagan's very strong stand militarily.
Yes.
And I think throughout he's tried to express the toughness of the United States.
Yes. Yeah. And particularly his put upon war hero, you know, in the first one particularly, and then even in the second that did take place in Cambodia. Then Rambo 3, it was Afghanistan in '88. Yeah. Now, what I thought was really funny, as I looked at the guy, that I went back and looked at Moulton's Movies on TV book, the 2008 Rambo.
Right,
It's called Rambo.
Right.
And Moulton said, Sylvester Stallone, now this was 11 years ago, is looking long in the tooth.
Oh, wow.
And I meant, if that's long in the tooth, he has incisors like a saber-toothed tiger then, if he's long in tooth in this one.
But look, he's not in bad shape for a 74-year. He's not in bad shape for a 74-year-old man. But that hairline I just can't quite get it straight.
Yes, well, he got it straight. So it makes, that's why I was disappointed. You see the Rambos, we know him with the little headband on in the various clips during the end credits of all the past movies and stuff like that.
Well, he's retired to his dad's ranch in Arizona.
Yes.
On the mailbox is our Rambo, probably trying to make us remember Ronald Reagan. But anyway, look at his adopted granddaughter or something. Yes. I can't. There's so much that isn't explained here.
Because she kept calling him Uncle John.
Right.
It's kind of like, okay. And it seems like her mom who died of cancer, but then her absentee father that she wants to, she longs to see. Now, this is a high school senior.
Yes, this is supposedly a very smart, but not so smart. Because she goes south of the border, and she's immediately picked up by sex traffickers.
Oh, my God. Naivete. And this is what, I really kept comparing this movie to the Liam Neeson Taken
this is Taken, right.
I mean, a sad state of affairs.
Can you throw in a little Home Alone?
Oh, you've been reading my notes. And Macaulay Culkin's character in Home Alone grew up to be like Rambo. Because to me, the best part of the whole movie, about halfway in, when he is setting up his booby traps on the ranch.
Yes.
And in the tunnels. And so it was fascinating, the Rube Goldberg
it was
little booby traps for the bad guys.
Look at the thing that strikes me that's really ironic Sylvester Stallone has 165 IQ. He's a Mensa.
Yes.
Yeah. And here he has a formula beyond formula of revenge.
Yeah.
And his Rambo character, who's a Green Beret or Special Forces,
yes,
bright guy,
yes,
gets within the first hour himself almost beaten to death by about 50. What would President Trump call them?
Kind of deplorables down the south of the border. Yeah, I mean,
the bad hombres.
The bad hombres, yes. And basically, you know, shoot, I'd contribute to the wall to keep these people out. But it was funny. How people can travel back and forth across the border like
he just drives his truck right through a fence.
Yeah, but you know, it's kind of like I know, you know, there's probably like $2 billion of the money set aside for a wall, you know, that Rambo destroyed right there with his little pickup.
We do see the wall.
Yeah,
we do get a shot of that. But what I'm trying to say, I guess, is that for the convenience of the film, he does stuff that's not really very bright.
No.
And here's the thing, Wayne. If I'm going to save this film, and it doesn't sound very promising at this point, if I'm going to save it, maybe it's a satire.
Well, yeah, and that'd be the only humor in it. And that's the big difference between the Rambo franchise and the Rocky franchise. And Stallone, years after the Rocky franchise was done, he comes across, but changes it up with Creed, and gets an Academy Award nomination for the very first Creed movie as Rocky Balboa. But it was more about Creed, and he was a supporting person in this. But in all the Rockies, because one of the TV stations that I get have been just rerunning ad nauseum all these the Rocky movies, but they were good. They were that get people on their feet and cheerful, but the big difference is Rocky has a sense of humor. Rambo has none. I mean, if he would just a little bit, but then again, that's maybe not what his character.
No, and also our Rambo doesn't have many friends.
No.
And the people he's associated with, for instance, are bad hombres.
Yeah.
There isn't a white guy or a smart guy in all of the bad hombres who come after Rambo.
No, there's no. I mean, you could cheer on Rambo dispatching, looked like hundreds of them, because they are all despicable, horribly so. And that was what the one thing about the whole human trafficking element that was very, very sad.
Yeah.
And but I think Neeson, who maybe is inherited from certain people like Schwarzenegger and Stallone and Bruce Willis, that Neeson has done a great job.
He has done it. Yes.
And this kind of macho thinking man's
going to get his daughter. It's essentially the same thing.
Yes.
He's been abducted.
Yes.
But there's a whole difference in the style with which they do this.
Yeah. And who knows? Maybe because that takes place in Europe, and here we're in Mexico, and then. I stuck around during the end credits, not only to see all the little flashback stills that they had of the
which is a good 10 minutes
Rambo movies.
Of an otherwise typically 90 minutes. Now, B films are typically 90 minutes. This one is.
Now the crew, as I watched the credits, it seemed like it was equally divided between some Eastern European names and Hispanic names. And I tried to see where it was. There was like a little mention in the credits about, I think it was filmed in Hungary, I believe. Some of it. But
some of it, my friend, filmed in Portugal.
Oh, where we're going.
Yes.
Oh my, well, we're going to have to make sure Lula and Robin aren't kidnapped by humans with their blonde hair. They would be prizes there. But
all right, listen, we're having way too much fun with this movie.
Yeah, I know.
And we're sharing a mic.
Yeah, we're sharing a mic
because our other mic is down.
I got my little gun,
illegal gun.
We're ready for action here. With my little diminutive firearm.
Wayne Miller, listen, we don't ordinarily do low-down movies, and it's movie time. But I think that Sylvester Stallone, Rambo, is a part of our culture for decades.
Exactly, and it's going to bring in the crowd.
Yeah.
There's going to be people that are
hope
going to
so,
want to
yeah.
see it.
So Wayne Miller, the movie is Rambo Last Blood. What grade do you award it?
I'm giving it a C-. And the only reason for because there's certain very distasteful parts of this movie, but it was intriguing to see all the booby traps and how they were used during the big climatic fight scene. So C- for me.
All right, and I'm going to award it a C because I think there are comic elements, even though it doesn't feel like it. It must be.
Yeah.
And because, by gosh, Sylvester Stallone is still riveting.
Yes.
You watch him on that screen, you don't want to not watch him.
Well, I was looking at his face, I'm thinking, he reminds me of somebody, and the only person I can come up with is the old actor Lee J. Cobb.
Oh my gosh.
Kind of like Greggy,
well, a bunch of others, but you can't get your eyes off his lips or his eyes.
No. I was waiting for him to say, "Yo, Adrian, let's kick some butt."